Good afternoon, everybody. It is May 21st, 2023, and it's been 4 weeks since I've had these two hives. It's been 7 days since I've done an inspection. And let's see what they look like, both of them. See if I can get them both on camera here. Oh, wait for that one. I need to get out. Plugging up the back entrance because I don't want them to come out and try to sting me. I'm going to try the yellow one first. It is such a beautiful day. It's warm today. Alrighty. This one's a little different. I don't have the top feeder on this one anymore. I took it off because they weren't even touching it. They weren't moving up, and I was wondering if there was something wrong with the syrup. Oh, they are taking in that Apogard. I put some Apogard in here because I wasn't sure if I saw a mite in here last time. So I put it in here to see if try to get the beetle, or not the beetles, but the mites down. We're sitting at middle of the day, and they're out foraging. Well, quite a few of them are. And we're looking at 3 to 4 frames in here. So I would say at nighttime they could be up about 5. This one tends not to have too many foragers out there, just because they had a lot of syrup, or a lot of resources. All right. There is, on this one, pollen. There's plenty of pollen. There is that queen cup right there. And that queen cup, it might have been used a couple of times. This is the one that actually came from the pink hive. It was a transplant. There is a little bit of brood, not a whole lot though. Kind of scattered. Plenty of pollen on this one. Always looking for the queen, if there is a queen. This one, actually had larvae in the queen cell last time, and so the queen might be in there. The virgin queen might be in there. It doesn't appear to, somewhat capped off, so we'll see. They've been sucking this down with Apogard. I should get my hive tool in here. This one, let's see here. They're drawn out. Looking for a queen. Obviously, I don't think the queen's going to be on this one, but you never know. This one. This one here, they were struggling to even work this one just because there was so much brood on here. Oh no, this is the other one. Okay. Don't think that's the Karen Bowen. I know, I'm just talking to myself right now. But anyway, there is a lot of smaller bees, a lot of nurse bees, so it looks like I don't see a whole lot of brood though. The brood on this one always tends to be a drone brood, and I do see some drones in there. Oh, I do. Queen cell, very small one, right there. The lady's in here. She's not. If I can find her. I'd like to cage her off and then order up a new queen, because I'm not having any luck trying to requeen this one. Maybe she's on this one. In the 4 weeks, I have not seen the queen on this one. She likes to hide. So I don't know where these carrying plenty of pollen here. They are trying to rework this frame. This is the frame that I was struggling with for them to try to fill out. See some drones, see some small bees. I don't know where these small bees are coming from. That's just it. Because I don't see a whole lot of drone in this hive. Where are these? Where are they hiding the drone? Or where are they hiding the brood? That's a drone. She likes to hide, that's for sure. She likes to hide her brood too. And I don't know where the brood is. Plenty of resources. I do see some larvae. Still see, they're trying to cap those over. So those larvae, they're just trying to cap them over. Still not seeing the queen though. Really wish I could. She likes to hide. It's got larvae. Build this one out. They were building that one out. Still a ton of resources here. And a lot of resources. A lot of pollen, a lot of beer, a lot of bee bread. This is all bee bread right here. That's just huge. And of course this last one. Look at all that. All that bee bread, all that pollen. They are storing away, but they're not laying, but the queen's not laying. She's staying steady. Should be growing right now. The hive should be growing. It's not growing fast enough. Unless they're hoping on that queen cell, but they haven't produced any more. Some old pollen patty in here. I should probably remove that. That's just harvesting for small hive beetles. Yeah, that's what that is. Throw that up. Down in the woods. Back on here. She may not have been producing because I've heard that when you put apple guard on there, the queen doesn't produce as much. So put this back on here. There's about, well, we're on day 7 of that apple guard. For one treatment, it's about 10 to 14 days, they said. So another 4 more days, so when I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday, when that comes around, I'll take it off sometime after that, or maybe I'll just wait until next week. I'm trying to get, I'd like for her to get some laying before at least the middle of June. I want to get a strong queen in there, because when winter comes around, try to get their numbers up. Coming when it gets to be about I don't know, the end of June, the end, especially the honey flow, they should have their numbers up fairly decent, and then it tapers off over the summer during the dearth, and then they start building up in the later fall. But I'd like to get these hives up there where they have a good harvest, a good honey crop for the spring. But if they don't do it, that's fine. It's my first year. I'm not doing this for profit anyway. I'm just doing it for the joy of it and the art of it. Hobby, you know, I'm a hobbyist. So you know, maybe at some point I'd like to do it as a profession, but I'm just enjoying it. You know, it's a learned hobby. So. If you're watching me, I'm sure you're probably intrigued about beekeeping, probably just as much as me. That's why you're watching me. I'm sure you're not watching me for my, you know, my demeanor and everything else. But anyway, on to the pink hive. Pink hive, I did leave the top feeder on here. They are going at that top feeder. Never had a problem with this one. can't see, but I got a little table over here behind me so I can move this top feeder. Just because there's liquid in it. And this one I'm going to take the smoke, just because they are a little more in population and I don't want to piss them off. Oh yeah. This is what I like. A lot of small bees, which means a lot of nursing bees. And we'll start with this one. A few on the outer edge. I wonder if that bottom box is filled out a little bit more. I was curious. It's supposed to be on the warmer end during the day, the next week or so, up to mid 70s to up to the 80s, and it's perfect for the broods, for the brood to grow out, and they're building out the comb on this one. Beautiful. And they haven't built down yet. They're doing little patches here and there, but they'll fill that in. Got a little bit of wonky comb. I'm checking to see if that's a queen cell. No, it's not a queen cell. It's just wonky comb. Always looking for queen cells, because if I'm looking for, if there's queen cells in here, that means they want to swarm. I don't think they want to swarm, just because they have plenty of room. I've given them lots of, oh, look at that brood. That is a solid brood frame. That is beautiful. All filled in. That's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see that glossy stuff too is that's honey up on top. It's pollen and honey up on top. This is the kind of frame. Oh, look at that, another one. That is awesome. That is an awesome frame right there. Take this one out too, because I need that extra. Not much is going on with these frames, so I'm just sliding them over. Last one that I haven't checked it, right here. This one. That's a swanky comb. I'm guessing it. The reason it was wonky comb because when I slid it over, there's a pollen patty in there. The pollen patty probably got caught on it. Got shifted to the side, and then they just build around it. Beekeeper fault. Beekeeper fault. All right. Well, at one time I ended up putting one of my boxes right on top of my my feeder. Not a good idea to do that. So I ended up losing probably, I don't know, 100 or a couple hundred bees. All right, I gotta use the hive tool. Separate it. Yeah, apply this box here. There we go. All right, down to the meat. This outer frame. The outer frame has nothing. Ooh. Trying to loosen these. Honey flow's coming in. They are starting to bring honey in. That's what that is. That's nectar. Whoa. Solid brood. Solid brood. Ah, my back hurts. Whoops. nice scrape off that walkie comb at the bottom. Hopefully there's no queen cells in there. I didn't see any. Look more like wonky comb than anything else. There's a new foundation that I gave him. Still working it out. Ooh, they filled this one out. That's good. They filled that one out beautifully. Look at it. They're going underneath there. I hope they just fill it out. I need some practice cells. Baby queen cells. I've not seen the queen yet. I've seen her twice. Last inspection. The inspection before that. I'm guessing she's probably on. I think what I might do is take some of these filled up frames, move them up. They definitely like this frame here. Brood, bred, a little bit of everything. Pollen, ooh, a red pollen right there. The pink, the yellow ones, it's mostly probably dandelion. Ooh. Gotta say, this profession's hard on the back. Beautiful. Drawing on comb, making room for that mama to lay more. Haven't seen her yet. Maybe she's on this last one. She was on this last one the last time I saw her too. To hang out here. Making the rounds. calling in. She could be in the bottom of the frame too. There's a lot of bees at the bottom, so she very well could be at the bottom of the frames. Alrighty. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of these brood frames up more. Or might take, let's say I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Pretty much, well, 7 probably brood, 8 probably with resources. So, this is what I'm going to do. Take this one. Sorry, on camera. Yeah, no, not that one. Because they're still building that one out. Oh, I see a queen. She's on one of the new comb. Perfect. She's on this one right here. Just saw her. Spread out the resources on this one. So I know she was on this one, so I'm gonna go with this one. Ooh, take this one out. I'll fill that one out. Since I know she's a hard-working laying queen. Sorry about that. Don't like this frame. It's time to recycle that one out. Just let them build this one out a little bit more. Good. Who's cover? There's cover. So it's probably a couple days before I get to these ladies. Get them a little more. Almost to the point where they're probably not. They're still building all comb, so I'm gonna. So anyway, whew, form out. Anyway, so what I did is, even though the yellow hive still has probably about 4 frames of bees in there, they hardly have any brood whatsoever. It's very spotty. And most of it in the brood that's in there is drone brood, which is male brood, and their numbers are gonna decrease dramatically, probably in the next 3 weeks if I didn't put something in there. So what I did is, and I have not found the queen yet on this one. So what I did is, I did this earlier too. I took a frame, full-size brood, made sure that the queen from the pink, and I moved it over to the yellow, and basically it's going to fill out their numbers. And since those bees have not been in flight, a lot of those bees that are working that brood, they haven't been in flight, so they don't know their orientation yet. What they're going to do is they're concentrating on that brood, and then if there happens to be a new queen, they'll acclimate to that new queen, hopefully. The other bees that have been out foraging and stuff, what they'll do is they'll eventually just leave the hive, and they'll go back to the other hive. They'll go back to the pink hive. So, it'll be about a 50-50 split on that one frame. Half of it will go back to the other hive, the other half will stay, but that full frame of brood will stay in the yellow hive to build up. And since they don't have a whole lot of brood, that'll help them on their numbers. Now, like I said, I still have not found the queen in the yellow hive, and I don't know if I'm just enabling them at the moment. I'm basically just kind of nursing them, but they still do have numbers. They have about 4 frames of bees, and this is in midday, so a few of those are probably out foraging as well. But I'm not seeing brood. I was looking for eggs. My trained eyesight, I have very lack of training on the eggs. I wish I could see them better. I should probably wear my glasses too. But anyway, so that's what I did today. I was planning on checkerboarding the brood off of the pink, and because yellow needed the assistance, I decided not to. And checkerboarding is I was going to split the brood, put some empty frames, empty foundation between the brood, so they would build out that more, and then I would kind of push them to go up in there. But I think they're doing okay as far as pushing up. They're not afraid to move up. You can see it because they're going into the syrup, into the top feeder. They're not afraid to do that. They go through the queen extruder. So really no issue whatsoever with them. Queen's awesome. I seen her the marked queen that was on that one frame. I didn't want to move that frame because if I moved her, I was afraid she might jump off and go on to the other frame, and I'd lose her again. But since I saw her on that frame, I slid her over, quickly grabbed one of the other frames, and reopened up the yellow hive, put the frame in there, swapped them out. So we should all be good. I'm gonna probably look at them, kind of glance, do a top inspection sometime midweek, just to see how their numbers are doing. But I'm not gonna probably pull out a whole lot of frames unless I really have to. But other than that, I'm just going to wait until next week, till probably Memorial Day weekend, to take a look at them. So anyway, peace out. All right.